fam. Here to give my prediction for the upcoming matchup coming July 13th between Jaron Boots Ennis and Cody the Crippler Crowley. Yeah, this fight. Um, they were supposed to fight last year, and the negotiations didn't work out. So they came back to the table, and now here we are. These two are about to clash. July the 13th, Jaron Ennis, 100 IBF 147-pound title was on the line, and let's get into the tail of the tape, man. So we got Jaron Ennis, yeah, the phenom. A lot of people like to call him Boots. Phenomenal fighter. You know, he has not got the recognition that he deserves. A very skilled fighter. A lot of people say he's overrated because he ain't really fought that much good competition. I believe he is not overrated. I believe he is the real deal. And we just got to find out how much of a real deal he is when it comes to the elite of the elite. All right, so we got Boots, man. Jaron Ennis, 31 wins, no losses, no draws, 28 wins by knockout. He has a 90% knockout ratio, one of the highest in the sport right now. So Jaron Ennis definitely got heavy hands, speed to come with them heavy hands as well. Not to be played with, man. 5'10" in height with a 74-inch arm reach. So 26 years old. Jaron Ennis to me is one of them fighters that I call that has the full package. He's one of the like an overall well-rounded fighter. He has the speed, he has the punching power, he has the defense to me. He has definitely got the good footwork. He can outbox, he can switch hit. He can fight you on the inside, keep it mid-range. I mean, the kid, I think, got it all. All right, so look, now we got Cody Crowley. 22 wins, no losses, no draws, 9 wins by knockout. So in contrast, Cody Crowley is not really a big puncher, so to speak. But oddly enough, though, he appears to have decent power, even though he has a 40% knockout ratio. He's a southpaw, 5'10", same height as Jaron Ennis with a 72-inch arm reach. So Jaron Ennis has the longer arms out of the two. But Cody Crowley, though, man, lots of times when you see light punchers, like dudes that don't really punch, that's not really big punchers, they usually like utilize a lot of their footwork. Cody Crowley seems to be a little bit different. He likes to come forward and press the action. He can keep it mid, but he has great inside game too. He can fight you on the inside. He has a nice left. And his speed is not really up to the par with Jaron Ennis, though. You know, he looks kind of sluggish when he fights. Seems to have a good chin. He's been down in what fight was it that he was down in? I was just watching it like 2 days ago. I think it was the fight with Abdul Kakarov. He got knocked down in the second round. Got right back up, kept pressing, and he seems strong, bro. Even though he doesn't have a lot of punching, like he doesn't have a lot of knockouts. See, sometimes, man, we get it misconstrued when we see these dudes that don't have a lot of punching power, like a lot of knockouts. We might think they don't have punching power, but some of these dudes that don't have a high knockout ratio, they do have punching power. Lots of times they utilize their footwork, or they just choose to just bang it out with you for 12. They don't really look for the knockout. So I don't know, but Cody Crowley, I still think Boots got to be careful in this fight because, you know, you got to understand something. You got a dude that lost his dad. Lots of times when these boxers, they lose their parents, bro, that shit is like a motivational thing for them. Like when James Buster Douglas lost his mom, he went in there and said, man, fuck that. I'm taking this. I'm taking it to Tyson. I'm knocking him the fuck out. And you saw what happened. I mean, he got dropped, but then, you know, it's controversial with the count and all of that stuff. But he ended up being the first person to stop Mike Tyson. You know, Now, could that happen in this fight? Yeah, absolutely. Cody Crowley got experience. He's no bum. He's no slouch. He can box. And I still think he can punch, even though he has a 40% knockout ratio, man. Because I watch a lot of his fights. He does have. It look like he got some heavy hands. Just not like on a Boots level type shit. But yeah, like I said, he doesn't. He lacks the speed. Doesn't really move his head a lot. That's another thing. A lot of these boxers, man, they don't really utilize the head movement. That's so important. The head movement is so important, man. I mean, it makes this a big difference. All right. Now, in Cody Crowley's last 3 fights, Abel Ramos, Josecito Lopez, and Kudratilo Abdulkakarov, those was his last 3. All right. This year, earlier in March, he just fought Abel Ramos. I mean, last year he fought Abel Ramos. That was over a year ago. Did really good that fight. Slugged it out. It was a banger. Solid chin on this dude, Cody Crowley. He looked really good in that fight. Really sharp, pinpoint accurate. Josecito Lopez fight. Like I said, he knocked Josecito Lopez down in the 7th round. That was a good fight. It was a little subpar, but it was a good fight to me. It was decent. And then the Abdulkakarov fight, Crowley went down for the first time, 2nd round, and that was a good fight too. He did well in all 3 of these fights, but I'll say he performed the best. I liked him. He looked really sharp against Abel Ramos to me. He looked the best out of them 3 fights. Now Jaron Ennis, his last 3 fights were against Raymond Villa was his last fight, Karen Chukasan, and Custio Clayton. Those was his last 3 fights. We already know what happened with Custio Clayton. The fight only lasted 2 rounds. It looked like Custio Clayton gave up. He quit. He didn't want no parts of Boots, man. He felt his power, and he just pretty much bowed out of that fight. So Boots wiped him out in 2 rounds. Then the Karen Chukasan fight was kind of defining for Boots because that was a fight that he had issues. He struggled to cut the ring off against this dude. This dude was a master mover, Chukasan. Excellent footwork, moved around, and then he snuck punches in between. So it kind of threw Jaron Ennis off a little bit, kind of flustered him. Ultimately, he caught up to him a little, and then he got his UD decision. And I'm pretty sure, and this was the fight that everybody was saying he was exposed. I'm like, how was he exposed, bro? He had a bad night against a dude that really didn't want to engage him, so he had to figure out ways to get to him, and a lot of these dudes, they don't fight a lot of fighters like that, so they got a lot of dudes that stand right in front of them and that make them look good or easier targets. So it's like, okay, then when you come across a dude like this that kind of throw you off your game a little bit. I think that's what happened with Jaron Ennis in that fight with Karen Chukasan. And then the Roy McVia fight, man, I mean, goddamn, man. He came in there and just put on a masterful show against a puncher. He broke his ass down, knocked him out. I think, what was that, the 10th round he knocked him out? Got him up out the paint. Smoked him. He showed different angles. He was boxing a little bit. He was having fun in there, beating down Roy McVia, broke him down systematically. So the best performance out of those 3 fights was the Roy McVia fight for sure. So how does this fight look, man, with Cody Crowley and Jaron Ennis? Well, I think early on it's going to be a little chess match. Cody Crowley could be a little tricky sometimes, man. He can be tricky. He can move around if he wants, but like I said, he likes to mix it up with you and take it on the inside. I see that inside fight breaking out between these two. Maybe like the 5th, 6th round, I could see that happening. He's a strong dude. He's tough, man, Cody Crowley. Can he take Jaron's punch? Possibly. We'll see. Cody Crowley could be a sneaky puncher too, man. I think Boots got to watch out for that. He could possibly get buzzed in this fight. I know a lot of no, he can't. He's Cody Crowley, 40% knockout rate. I just explained it. I'm telling you right now. You know what I mean? That's quite possible. If Boots go in there, Sometimes he like to showboat a little bit too much. He goes in there and does that. He can get clipped. He can get clipped. And he felt Royman's punches. Royman's is definitely a harder hitter than Cody Crowley. But I'm just saying, he shouldn't really have a issue there taking Cody Crowley's power. But it be those punches you don't see coming. Those be the ones that could knock you out or land and buzz you or something like that. And that can happen with Boots. I've seen him get a little lackadaisical in there sometimes. But I think Cody Crowley might end up, there's a possibility he gets stopped late. Because I think the thing is with Cody Crowley, he likes to make, he's gonna get in there and prove something. So he's gonna stand there and bang it out with Boots. He's going to do it. So I see maybe 11th round or a late stoppage, maybe 12 rounds, because he's tough, dude, man. He's tough. So if it's gonna be a stoppage, I would say 12. But ultimately, Boots could also pull out a decision win on this fight. If I was betting on this fight, which I will be, Lord willing, I will put money on Boots to win by unanimous decision. That's a strong possibility because I think Cody Crowley is strong and he's tough. But ultimately, man, I think Boots got enough in him to get Cody Crowley out of here. So I'm going with Jaron Boots Ennis, 11th round stoppage of Cody Crowley. I know a lot of people gonna say it might happen sooner. I don't think it will. I think Cody Crowley, you gotta like really beat him down to submission. But don't be surprised if this fight goes to decision win. Don't be surprised. I think Cody is that tough that this fight could possibly be another unanimous decision for Boots. He can't match Boots with speed or the punch volume. I think Boots has the punch volume, the power, and the speed over Cody Crowley. But Cody Crowley does let his hands go. So he just don't have the punch output as a Boots, but he let his hands go. So this still is a fight that Boots going to have to be careful with. I don't want Boots and them going in there thinking, all right, this dude has a 40% knockout ratio. He can't hurt me. I don't think that's the case. I think he can hurt Boots. So Boots going to have to be a little careful. Expect the unexpected. Who knows, man? Boots might get knocked down in this fight, man, by some kind of flash punch that he don't see coming. I can see that happening too. I can see that happening in this fight. But ultimately, Boots wins by 11th round stoppage. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to decision. So let me know what you think about this fight. This is Rebel Like Boxing. I'll catch y'all later on the next one, man. And I'm off this. Like, subscribe, share the vid, all that. And I'm going to catch y'all later. I'm off this.